things, but it seems like it says Elden Ring on, first playthrough, Jumpscares on. Okay. I hope. I don't know. I don't even know anymore, folks. I don't even know. I'm not live on TikTok yet, but I will be in just a second. Let's change my thumbnail real quick. No, it's not made for kids. Upload a thumbnail. Elden Ring and save. Okay. I don't know if anybody else will be able to see it, but at least it's done, right? TikTok. Go live. Gaming. Elden Ring. Save and go live. Copy. Settings. Streaming. Paste the URL. Copy. Paste the key. And I should be good to go live. And now TikTok hopefully is live. Yes, it is. Okay, perfect. Cool. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another live stream. I hope you are all doing well. I hope everybody's day is going well as well. We are here. We're going to continue with some Elden Ring. And hopefully it'll be interesting. It'll be good and we'll have some fun. There is going to be a weird pause in the middle of the stream only because I have a doctor's appointment. And it's over the phone. I'm not gonna just like suddenly walk away from the stream and leave it running while I'm like at the doctor's. He's gonna call me. It should be like a 5-minute thing, but it's like right in the middle of the stream. And so if I don't do it this way, I would have had to either cancel the stream completely, or the stream would have just had to been canceled, because the only time I would have been available would have been afterwards, and I have to be with Nora, and so there's no way I'm streaming in the afternoon. In the evening, because I have to work tonight and it's a long night, and I couldn't have gotten up early. I'm tired, and so there's just no way I was getting up early to stream. So we're doing that. I'm gonna be stopping in the middle of the stream just to go and answer the phone and just give the doctor a quick update, and then he can hopefully refresh my meds and we'll be good. No, Tickfinity. I don't even know if this website works. It hasn't worked the last few days. I don't know. Let me just log on real quick. Okay, says I'm connected, so we'll see if it's actually working. Hello, Dakota. Nice to see you. Kevin Braids, nice to see you. Long time no see. I hope you're doing well. I said that really weird. I hope you're doing well. Hope life is treating you well. GSR, hello to you as well. And let me open up the TikTok chat just to see anybody. Pizza Boy, hello to you. Yes, so that's pretty much where it's going to lie. So I have to keep an eye out on my phone because the doctor's going to call. And I know I'm going to miss it just because of who I am and the way I am. I'll be distracted talking and I won't be able to hear the phone ring, and then I won't answer it. So I've got the ringer on and it's there right by my face. So hopefully that'll show it to me. I don't know. I can't make any promises. You're finally 14. Well, you're no longer a little kid anymore. That's, can you just stay 14 forever? Because if you stay 14 forever, that means I stay my original age forever. I don't want to keep getting older. But yes, so that's kind of where we're sitting. I have a little bit of a headache coming on. It's going to turn into a pretty severe migraine. But it's not because I'm sick or anything. It's the hair system. I got the hair system put on and cut, so this is actually different hair now. But it was too small. They sent me the wrong size. But it's looking like they may not send me a replacement for a little while, and so I have to wear this one, which is fine. It looks good. The hairstylist is a magician, and she did a great job. But it's too small, and the only way to get it to fit is by stretching it. And so I had stretched it to put it on, and then I went to her and got my hair cut, and it was still too small. I had like a really, really big forehead. It looked like I had a receding hairline, which was the whole point of wearing this, is to not look like that. And so today I showered and I had a pretty warm shower, which helped relax the fibers. And so I was able to stretch it even further. But as it dries, it tightens again and my skin is kind of fighting against it. So it feels like I'm wearing a rubber band on the top of my head. And just that continuous pressure is going to cause a migraine. I have to just kind of wait for it to dry out, and then for my skin to kind of relax it and stretch it again. And once it's fully stretched, then it should be good. But it's not a comfortable feeling right now, and it's probably going to get worse as the day progresses. And by the end of today, I'm probably going to have like a really severe migraine, which is what I had a couple of days ago when I first put it on. But it was still way too small, and now I was able to relax it a bit more. So hopefully, I mean, it looks way better now. You should have seen how bad it looked. It looked way better now, but still, it's frustrating. It's not it's not a fun feeling. It's not a fun feeling. Merle, hello, nice to see you. Welcome. You're finally getting your driver's license. Good luck. Good luck. Don't get nervous. It's really, really stupid, so don't get nervous. Because I remember when I got my driver's license, I got so nervous for the test. I failed once, and the only reason I failed once is because a guy was speeding down the road and the instructor asked me to change lanes, and so I changed lanes, and then the guy like came up right behind me and slammed on his brakes and honked his horn and then went around me, and so I failed because the instructor said I made a dangerous lane change. Except I had plenty of time. The dude was going like 100 in a 50 zone, so I failed because he was driving badly. But whatever, it is what it is. He also marked me off for going too slow on the highway. I was going 95 in a 100 and he said it was dangerously slow. So I think he was just in a bad mood. But no big deal. I took it again. The thing is, I had waited for my learner's permit to expire. So when I took the final license and I failed it, they made me start again from the beginning. But it was fast tracked. It only took a few months. But it was still a little embarrassing, but don't let it get to you, because it's really dumb. Once you get that license, you just kind of drive the way you want to drive, so don't let the pressure get to you. Yeah, that headache gang, it's so not fun, Merle. It's so not fun. Oh my god, I hate it so much. Okay, I guess we'll get started and we'll play, I guess. Let's just do it. Yeah, I'm not having fun. I'm Canadian, Kevin. I'm Canadian. So 100 here is like about between 60 and 65. I think it's like 63 point something. So we work in kilometers here. So 100 is the maximum speed we can go. 50 is what we go on the regular road, which is like 35 American. Okay, let's get this music out of my ears. Let's get this going. Oh, it's the worst, Bonlose. How are you? Yeah, it's the worst because it's out of your control. And what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? If the instructor decides that you failed, then there's nothing you can do to fix that. They're just gonna do what they want to do. Oh, is the game not showing? Of course it's not showing. Of course it isn't. There, that's what it was. It was in the wrong order. Okay, gameplay. Boom, there we are. $120, $130. Yeah, we only go 100 here. There's a few in my region that have been raised up to 110. But yeah, it's 100 here. I think mainly because of the snow and ice. Especially in this region, we have a lot of lake coverage around here. So we get a lot of freezing. And so then the highways, even though they look perfectly clean, can have big patches of black ice. Yesterday, when I went to go get my hair done, I was driving on the highway, and there was a car that had cut across all 4 lanes, down a ditch, up the other side, and down one more ditch. You could see the skid marks, and then the mud was all splashed everywhere as it went up and down twice, just because it was going too quick and it lost control in the ice. But yeah, it's all the lakes and everything. Like, I'm literally right down the street from the actual Niagara Falls, and yesterday we had, you know, freezing rain and all that kind of stuff, and so yesterday a lot of stuff was closed, and I'm trying to look at both cameras, it's so hard. And so in like Toronto and all that, it was just regular snow. It was slushy, it was gross, but here the snow was rock hard. when I went outside, I was able to actually walk on top of the snow and had to like use it as a step to go down onto the actual sidewalk because it froze so solidly. And it's because the Niagara Falls are right over there, and right before the freezing rain, the weather was relatively warm, and so I'm close enough that there's a lot of moisture in the air, and so in the mornings when I wake up, my car's always soaked from just the sprinkle from the falls, and because it got suddenly really, really cold, everything froze, and then the snow we had fall throughout the day just froze solid. It's crazy. It's so crazy. Yeah, during the summer, it's still the same thing. Yeah. They actually had to reduce one of the highways, not here, but in the town that I'm from. They had it set at 100 and they had to reduce it down to 90 because it turns out that they made the road wrong and it didn't have enough grip. And now there's this big lawsuit happening because a bunch of people died on that highway. There were accidents at least once a week that were deadly on that highway. And it was because the road didn't have enough grip. And the road, it wasn't like a dangerous road. It was relatively straight, but it had a few curves. But just the speed plus the way they had built it, they dug into a valley and water floods into there. And so you add the water plus the traction was wrong on the road. A bunch of people died. So now there's this big lawsuit against the city for not having built the road properly. And yeah, so 100 is what we sit at. 110 is like the most I've seen. I was back. Oh man, thank you, Dakota. Thank you. Yeah, Merle, we barely had any snow either. Our snow was kind of meh. The dark, I'm doing really well. How are you doing? How's life treating you? Yeah, we barely had any snow as well. We had one big snowstorm. I did a TikTok on it, and the snow stuck around for about maybe 2 weeks, and now it's gone. And then it snowed again 2 days ago. And before that, there was no snow. It was completely clear. It was to the point where I was going outside in just a shirt and jeans. Like I didn't need a jacket, maybe a sweater at nighttime, but during the day I was fine going outside in just a t-shirt. And then it suddenly snowed. Not the last night, but the night before. It snowed all day, and then at around 9 o'clock at night, it stopped snowing, and then it started raining, and then it got really cold, so everything froze. We've had the weirdest weather here. You've had 2 days of snow. I'll trade you because I hate the snow. I hate cold weather. Mind you, we're supposed to be in solid snow here from October until about the end of March. And we didn't really get snow until January. And then we're already, like right now there's snow out there, but it's going to be gone in a day or two. This morning it was, yesterday evening, it was around 6 degrees. So a lot of it melted. Like, I don't know, our weather's weird. If you don't have school. No, I just hate snow all the time. It's not my favorite. Would not recommend. Really, boneless. That's so weird to think of. Like, I don't know if your region normally snows a lot or not. But I know here we get a lot of snow. It's not that it's a lot, like in my region, it's not that it's a lot in one hit. Like, we don't have 10 feet of snow out there all the time. It's just, it snows all the time. So we always have, maybe 5 to 10 centimeters of snow on the ground all the time. But this year has been totally different. It's been a really weird year for snow, for weather in general here. 30 degrees, that's Fahrenheit, right? So it's pretty chilly, because 30, I don't know what 30 is in Celsius. 30 F2C. Yeah, so 1 degree, negative 1. 1 to negative 1, somewhere around there. Let me see what we're sitting at right now. Okay. So I'm sitting at about 19, Kevin. I'm sitting at about 19 right now, which for us is actually very warm. Like February, mid-February is supposed to be where it gets the coldest in our country. It's not out of the ordinary for us here to be sitting at like negative 20. That's Celsius. So for American freedom temperature units, like -4, we're usually sitting at around -4 here. in February, and that's like the regular temperature. Then it dips way lower. Like we can get down to negative 40 Fahrenheit here. But this year we haven't had cold spells like that. This is probably one of the colder days we've had. Not the coldest, but one of the colder days we've had this year. But even then, it's not that bad. Negative 21 with wind chill. Now you're in Alberta. No, you're in Quebec, right? You're in Quebec. Yeah, you guys get a lot of snow there too. You guys get a crazy amount of snow over there. "2010. Wow, Bonelose. And people say global warming isn't real. Yeah, it's the same thing here. Like a lot of my friends have been commenting, you know, that they're weirded out at how strange our weather is right now, because it's never been the way it is right now. You know, I had noticed from my childhood until now that things had changed. We used to get snow. Oh, dang it. Ah, it keeps switching back. There we go. The dark, sorry, I didn't see your message. The window went behind my OBS, and so I have one that doesn't refresh constantly, so I didn't see your message, but you started doing achievements in Dark Souls 1. Nice. How are you enjoying the achievements? Jeremy, hello. What happened with what? Jeremy, sorry, I don't know what you were referencing. I don't even know when you sent that stupid OBS and Tickfinity. Tickfinity doesn't work the way they promote it to work. Don't believe all the hype. Geez, that's crazy, Dakota. That's crazy. I've never experienced that cold. I think the coldest I've ever experienced was 43. Negative 43 was the coldest. But yeah, Boneless, I remember when I was a kid, for Halloween, I would dress up, and it wasn't uncommon to have to wear my winter jacket and like a snowsuit for Halloween. You know, I'd have my costume, and I hated it because I'd wear my costume and I would be... I don't even know if the volume's okay. I hope the volume's okay. I'd be wearing a snowsuit, and so you couldn't see my costume because I'd have this big, bulky snowsuit on top of it. And then as I got older, it was still cold, and it would be like slushy, but it wasn't really snowy. And I specifically remember the snow. I'm going to embarrass myself here. Hello, we win. I specifically remember the snow because when I was about 6... This is a clear memory I have. I was dressed as Dracula for Halloween, and I was wearing a snowsuit. And we went for the Halloween, you know, trick or treating or whatever. And I had to pee, and we were fairly far away from home, and so I ended up peeing my pants in the snowsuit because I had to pee so bad. And I remember that because I couldn't get the snowsuit off fast enough because it was snowing out, and I was wearing a snowsuit. So, like, I went from winters like that to, like, this year we were outside and it was raining during Halloween. And the only reason I had to wear a jacket, I remember I was sweating while out there. I wore my leather jacket because it was raining. If it wasn't for the rain, I would have been outside in just a t-shirt and I would have been fine. But I had to wear a jacket because it was raining and I didn't want to get wet. I mean, more wet than I would have. And, like, that's insane. That's insane. I remember, you know, December, it being snowy all the time. And then come January, February, I hated February because of how cold it was. Like, it was ridiculously cold. Ah, and now it's like, it's February and I'm literally sitting in my house with a t-shirt on, and my heater is on a fairly low temperature because it's just not that big of a deal. I've had my heater off more often than I've had it on this winter, which is strange because usually come October, the winter starts. Oh, that's the game. I was hearing noise in my ear. Start October, the winter temperatures start, and you turn on your heater, and then it just doesn't come off until like March, maybe even April sometimes. And I've had it on and off all winter. It's really crazy. Manuel, thank you so much. I've been working on it. I wasn't trying to. Where do I want to go? Let's just go here. I wasn't trying to do anything fancy with the stream. I was trying to keep it really, really basic. But some stuff is going on in my private life, which will allow me to potentially have more time for content in a few months. So I started working on things and like upgrading the overlays and some of the content interactions, like, you know, having alerts and stuff are now much more active than they were. I'm still working on stuff there. I have to come up with new ideas for like for Twitch, for channel points and donation stuff and all that. But hopefully come summertime, not hopefully, but it seems like come summertime, I'm going to have a lot more time to be able to make more content. So I'm starting to work on it now, so that way I'm not rushing at the end and I can kind of tweak things as time goes on, see what works, see what doesn't. And so far, I'm liking the way TikTok looks. I've tried implementing the chat right there, so TikTok can see who I'm talking to. Twitch still doesn't have it, but that's because it's just, I already have the Twitch chat on screen because I'm sharing to TikTok, to Twitch and YouTube, and so they need to see each other's chat. So TikTok kind of sits in the background when it comes to that. I don't, Bone. I don't know, actually. I don't know if I do. I want to say Twitch subs do have them. I don't know if the donation thing has it, though. I'm not sure, Bone, we'll say. I can't remember. I don't know how you have the patience, The Dark. I don't know how you have the patience. I can barely just play the game, let alone try to do achievements and stuff. That's crazy. Squad, I appreciate that. That's really, really kind of you. It's been a long process. It's been a really, really long process. It's a lot of work. I'm dead. I'm so dead. You know, it's been a learning curve, and oh god. And it's almost, I think I said this to you last time, it's almost useless because like it doesn't make my content any better. It doesn't make more people want to watch, but it's just for me. It's just so I can look at my own stream and be like, I'm proud of how it looks. But I appreciate the compliment. It's really kind of you. Thanks, Aaron. I appreciate that. That's really kind of you. No! Oh, get out of here! I'm dead! I'm not a good player, so I try to kind of make, again, as I get hit again in like the easiest, dumbest way. But yeah, I'm not, you know, a skilled gamer, so I try to make my content more about just like hanging out and chatting. And kind of have the gameplay as like a background thing. So I'm glad you enjoy it. It's tough sometimes when there's a lot of competition towards showing how skillful you are at a game, and it's just not something that I have. Obviously a huge chunk of it is just the fact that I don't have time to devote to it, but I'm just naturally not a super skilled player. I think the only game I ever got like relatively decent at, and decent at like a regular standard, not at a professional level, was games like Rock Band and Guitar Hero, and that was only because I was a musician. So I enjoyed that and spent a lot of time with it, but I never got to the point of like the people that play it now, where they play games at 200 times speed. So I try to make my chat, my stream more about chatting and hanging out, because I find there's enough variety out there for gamers who are really good at a game and kind of ignore chat. So I figured if I chat, at least it brings something to the table. Well, thank you, Saud. Did I say squid last time? I'm sorry. Saud, thank you. That's really, really kind of you. I really appreciate it. And you try your best not to rush. Yeah, Dark. I think that's pretty much the only way you can do it without pulling your own hair out. Because these games can be so unforgiving. And when you're trying to do an achievement, it's the worst. Because it's almost like the game knows and is trying even harder to mess with you because you're trying to achieve something very particular. Is there a way into this building? I don't think there is. Okay. Oh, what's this? Oh, I don't... What am I hearing? I'm hearing something, but I'm not seeing anything. Maybe it's underneath, I don't know. Hello, Gina, nice to see you. No worries, Bodenlosa, you go and lurk. Merle, thanks for making me feel so great. Myson, I think is how you say your name. Not technically. I've kind of just been randomly leveling up. I've got strength and dexterity up. I only picked up this weapon because somebody suggested it really early on in the game as like a decent starter weapon. I don't know anything about this game, so I just went with it because I was using the club and everybody was getting really mad at me for using the club after 3 streams. I had made no progress, so it's not like I was really deep into the story with the club. I was still wandering around that big open field at the beginning. But people were really upset that I still had the club. So somebody suggested I use this weapon, and I've just kind of stuck with it since then because I spend most of my streams wandering around not knowing what I'm doing. Merle, I may be a noob, but at least I'm cute. All right, we win. You don't worry. Do not worry if you can't chat because you have a bad connection. We still love you very much.
You, please, I can read them.
Oh, she makes me uncomfortable.
Your fingers, please, your fingers.
Oh, that is so creepy. You hate Souls games, so you don't know why you keep playing them. I like them. I like them. It's not even like a love-hate thing with this for me. I like them. The love-hate is something that I feel towards like Skyward Sword. I really feel love-hate towards that game. This one. Towards that game. Mainly because its controls are so bad. So it's hard to enjoy because the controls are bad and a lot of the times you can't attack the way you want. But the storyline is so good. Dark Souls, I just enjoy it. Even when I'm getting my butt kicked, just because I feel like I'm getting better at the game as I get stronger. It's not like other games, like let's say a JRPG. I love JRPGs, but you can just grind and get really strong, but your actual skill at the game hasn't gotten any better. You're just powerful. Here, on the other hand, you can be incredibly powerful and still get your butt handed to you if you haven't learned how to fight. And so I like that aspect of it. So it keeps me on my toes. I love this game. Don't give her my fingers. Give her my fingers. Don't give her my fingers. Give her my fingers. You're playing as you speak and you've given the fingers. Okay. But you're warmed to the Souls games? Yeah, my son, I appreciate that, and that's kind of what it is with me. There are games that I'll play. I never ever go competitive. I never like I used to speedrun, not competitively, not even like the top 100 world pace. Like I was very slow at speedrunning, but I used to do Mario 64. My player best I think was like 21 minutes, but for the 16 star, which is incredibly slow. I was on record for like I was on a pace to get 19 minutes, and then I froze, and then I brought it up to 21 minutes because I completely froze at the end. I was so scared. But outside of that, I never really do anything competitive on the channel, even if it's like competitive on my own. Like, you know, I'm trying to get really good at it and all that. I never do that, mainly because it loses its fun for me if I'm trying to make something too skill-based. I'm much more about just having fun and goofing off. I'll set challenges for myself. Like right before we started this, thanks to the lovely Weavin, I wasn't planning on buying this for a while. I was trying to save up money to get it because money's kind of tight. And I was playing Dark Souls 1 and I was doing a 1 stat challenge, basically just leveling up 1 stat and nothing else. So like I'll do stuff like that, but I'm still goofing around, walking around, trying to figure out what to do. Oh crap, what the hell is that thing? And so I try never to take it too seriously, because there's plenty of people out there that take things way too seriously, and good for them if that's the kind of energy that they have and what they want to do with the game. But I think I'd rather just enjoy the game rather than get mad at the game when I'm not at the level that I want to be, or when somebody else is better than me or whatever. The only time I'll get mad is if I keep getting invaded. That's the only time I'll get mad. I have not Dot. I don't know. It doesn't show me a name. It just shows Dot and a green picture. But I haven't done Raya. I don't know. All I've done is the guy at Stormvale Castle, the two guys there, and the guy that gave me the sword. That's the only things I've done. You love getting invaded? See, I never get good enough. So when I get invaded, it's just me getting killed. And the worst is when they'll... Okay, go. I don't know what's happening. Oh my god, are you alive or are you a person? Whoa. Ah, you are a person. Holy crap, you are so terrifying. Okay. Aw, dang it. I never get good enough. And so it just turns into them invading me and me either trying to get killed right away, or they torture me while doing it. You know what I mean? Like, they'll just sit around. And so, like, I can't go anywhere because they know that as soon as I start heading towards somewhere where there's enemies, they'll come after me. And so I waste time. It was worse when I was playing with my brother, especially Dark Souls. Was it Dark Souls 2? I can't remember what Dark Souls it was. I used to play Dark Souls with my brother a lot on stream. Once a week we used to do Dark Souls. And we were playing one of them, and it was somebody who had hacked the game. And so they invaded me like 5 or 6 times in a row. And sometimes it would be they would invade me, I would die, and as soon as I would load, they would invade me again. And so it's like there's set timers for how they can invade. Or I would die, come back to life, and then I'd get summoned by my brother, and then I'd get invaded in his world. And so it just became like a real mess. It was really frustrating. And then it got to the point where, like, this is where it became clear to me that they were hacking, was that there were times where they were standing like relatively far away from me. We weren't attacking each other. And then all of a sudden he would just appear behind me with a backstab. And it was like, what the, how did you do that if we hadn't even started fighting yet? So it was really frustrating to see that. That's why I don't enjoy invasions. Normally, if I'm just playing casually and it's like a legit invasion and whatever, then that's not too bad. But it's really frustrating when you get a bunch of cheaters coming through. Or like I had somebody invade me on Dark Souls 1 when I was last playing it, and they literally came in and just dropped something and walked away. And it's like, yeah, it's probably a modded weapon, so I can get banned. So I was like, I'm not going to pick that up. Are you crazy? Being competitive is very exhausting. Yeah, the dark. That's exactly it. That's where I am now. Oh, okay. Thank you, Aaron. I had no idea. I'm really bad with names. I'm really, really bad with names. But yeah, being competitive can be very, very exhausting because you have to constantly up your skills to keep up. You also have to compete with how much time other people have. Like, I'll have people that'll come in, especially with the Soulsborne game, that'll come in and they'll get like mad at me because I'm not very skilled at this game. And like, if you poke fun of me because I suck, okay, that's no big deal. But you can tell they're getting upset. Like, they're genuinely mad that I don't know how to do a certain thing, or that I don't fight in a certain way or whatever. And the thing is, like, they might be like 16 years old living at home, and they might have a part-time job, but that's it. But it's like, I have a family. I work full-time. I'm old, and I'm a content creator. And so it's like, I maybe, outside of streaming, I maybe get 2 hours a week to really sit down and just play. And even then, most of the time, it's me playing with my daughter. And so, like, I don't really play competitively to get good. I play to unwind. Whereas, you know, like the 16-year-old who's living at home might play for 8 hours almost every day. So of course they're going to be phenomenal. So it's really hard to compete when there's somebody else that might have way more time than you do. Or even other content creators who have no job except for content creation. Their job might take up 5 or 6 hours out of the day. They have the rest of the day to practice the game that they're going to play. I don't have that luxury. And so it's that part of competition can get very exhausting because you're trying to make up time where there is no time. it's kind of where I am even today. You know, I'm streaming right now, but I literally woke up and got out of bed and went straight to the shower and got showered, did my whole like hair routine and everything, and then had breakfast. And where'd I put it? My cup is still right here from breakfast, because I was literally eating my toast as I was setting up the stream to go. And the second I'm done here, I have to run off and go pick up my daughter. And so it's like, I'm not, I don't have any free time. And as soon as she's off school, there's not much for me to do with her until about 5 p.m. when she has dinner. So that's about 3 hours. But I'm not going to put headphones on and just ignore her and play while she's by herself. I'm going to spend time with her. I'm going to, you know, talk with her, or we're going to play a video game together or watch a movie or whatever. And so it's like that time's gone. And then by the time she has dinner, then it's her whole night routine with like, she gets her shower, she has to have her medication, she has a snack and bedtime, you know, the bedtime routine with story time and all that. And then by the time she goes to bed, it's now 9 o'clock and I have to leave for work at 9:30. So I don't have any time to really get good at anything. So instead, I'll rely on the fact that I never shut up and make it a place for people to come hang out, because the one thing I have noticed as a content creator is I run into a lot of people who have a hard time making friends or have a situation in their lives where they can't be around their friends. And so we're kind of the social interaction that they get. So at least if I'm somebody that they can kind of just hang out with and chat with, then I know I'm fulfilling something as an entertainer and not just trying to play a video game badly and pretending like I'm good at it. Preston, how are you? Sorry, I was chatting. I didn't see your message. How are you, man? I was able to stretch this thing. I have a headache. It's coming on. It's going to turn into a full-blown migraine by this afternoon. I can feel it because I adjusted this about half an hour ago, and the headache started now. Because, you know, it was too small or whatever, and I had stretched it as much as I could. But when I showered, I was able to stretch it more because it kind of relaxed the lace. So I stretched it to where it's supposed to be. Now the hairline is almost exactly where I like it normally. It's like a tad too high, but enough that it's not noticeable. Like I'm happy with it now. But I had to stretch it while it was wet. And so the stretching allowed it to stretch more, but now as it's drying, it's tightening. And so it feels like I have a rubber band on the top of my head. I'm gonna have a really bad headache. But once I get through this day, by tomorrow, it should be as dry as it's going to get and as tight as it's going to get. And then it'll just kind of keep relaxing until eventually it just stays. So the headache should be gone after today. It's one of those, I endure it now and then I won't have to deal with it for a few more weeks. But I'm very happy with how it looks. I can't figure out how to style it right now. Only not in like I hate it, I can't style it. It's just, I tried to style it the way I styled the other one, and the other one was way thicker, so it responded differently. This is a lot thinner, so it's more flowy, so it doesn't do what I want, but I kind of like where it is right now. I still have to train it to get it to kind of stay in position, but I'm liking kind of like the swooping that it's doing, so we'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes. JX, maybe I'll just call you Fried. I don't know. I'll call you whatever comes to mind when I see your name, because I'm really bad with names. I appreciate that. I think I'm good at talking with people and kind of being open because of the kind of work that I did. I was a healthcare worker and I worked out in the community, so I would have to meet new people like on a daily basis, and usually it was new people in really bad circumstances. So I got really good at like being open and kind of worrying too much. Oh crap, I'm gonna die. Not worrying too much about putting on a persona or anything. Oh, I died anyway. And I've been doing this for a really, really long time. So I try to be as warm and welcoming as I can be for everybody who's coming to pop in. So I appreciate it. It's really nice to see a message like that. So thank you. Tara, hello. How's lunch? And how is school? Yeah, Bison. Preston's one of my best friends. We've known each other for, oh God, over 10 years. How old was I when I did Greece? I was 22 or 23. So if I was 22 or 23, and in a couple of months, I'm going to be 37. God, we've known each other for like 14 years, something like that. 14 years. We've known each other for a really, really long time. Really long time. It's just a hangout for a few hours. Well, Dakota, I appreciate it. That's kind of the vibe I go for, is just a hangout. You know, I've always, my stream's always been like this, where it's very, let's talk and let's whatever, very casual, not competitive at all. But I don't have it in me to do a more aggressive competitive stream. It's just not for me. I've always liked the casual, let's hang out type of streams. You know what I mean? Laughing, goofing off kind of thing. Well, Fried, I appreciate that. My videos have been kind of lacking lately. There's been a lot of stuff going on in my personal life that has been kind of making it hard to really sit down and write scripts and edit and everything. It's just been a little bit stressful, and so I've been kind of going casual with TikTok, only so I don't burn myself out, because I was afraid that if I pushed too hard trying to make really high quality content while stuff was going on in my personal life, I would be pushing too hard and end up kind of burning myself out to a point where I'd have to walk away from content. So I've been taking it really casually, but I'll eventually get back to like the higher quality stuff. I don't know, since Elden Ring, I don't think I've really done anything high quality on TikTok. So I'm sure if you've looked at my previous videos, you may have seen them. I will be getting back to them in the near future. Things are kind of settling down, so I should be able to sit down and write scripts. But I'm glad you're enjoying the content, because that's all I do here is just make content for other people. I'm not really concerned about being famous or anything. I want people to just enjoy the content that I make. School's good. Ooh, field placement. Nice. That's exciting. How are you liking that? I still could never do your job, but I hope you're enjoying that. Going full melee is hard. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah, Preston, it's been a really long time. It's been a really long time. I can't believe how long it's been. Like, I know you're a grown-ass man. I know you're not even like an early adult. You're in a full-fledged man. But when I think about you, and we're not talking or anything, when I think about you, I still think about like the 21-year-old kid. You know what I mean? I still think of you as like a really young kid. It's mind-boggling to me that so many years have gone by. I'm gonna die here. I'm gonna die so bad. Why is Elden Ring worth of buying? Felipe, if you like Dark Souls style games, this is just more of that, but it's open world. What makes this worthwhile buying is that there's just so much you can do while still having a challenge. It's not like other games where once you kind of figure out how to play, you can get too good at the game and then it becomes almost easy. Elden Ring doesn't do that. It stays hard no matter how strong you get or how much you play it. I mean, obviously, as a regular gamer, if you play and you get like insanely good, yeah, it gets a little bit easier, but you can still die. That's what I like about it. I'm not surprised, Tara. You've got that kind of energy. You've got that kind of mentality. You are just a very kind soul. So I think that kind of job, when you announced that that's what you were going to be doing, I thought it was the perfect fit for you. Like, it was such a perfect fit for you. I'm still really happy you're doing it. Yeah, the whole world skills with you? Yeah. So that makes it... Uh-oh. So that makes it stay difficult at all times, which can set... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm cornered. Oh, God. And I know nowadays people aren't big fans of hard games, you know, accessibility and all that, but I think it's a good thing that this game can stay difficult, but without it becoming cheap difficult. I think there's too many games out there that think that just being hard is all Dark Souls is about. But it's not. It's just about staying fair. That's what makes this game so hard, is that it's fair. Because games are either, like the NPCs are either way overpowered. Oops. I didn't mean to press that. NPCs are either way overpowered, and so no matter what you do, they're gonna kick your butt. Or they make them in a way where they're vulnerable in an unrealistic way. Oh, crap. I'm dead. I'm so dead. So, like, things that don't kill you will kill them. You know, like in first-person shooters, you can give a headshot to an NPC and they'll die instantly, but you can get hit 10 times and you're still alive. Dark Souls is like, no, if a headshot kills them, a headshot kills you. And so, like, it keeps it fair. So as the world scales, it maintains that balance. So you can never fully OP an area, which I enjoy. I'm so happy for you, Tara. No worries. You go do your thing. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for popping in. I appreciate it. You do, Preston. You still have a very, very young face. Like your face, like I don't look my age. I look mature. You know, I look mature when I look at myself. I obviously look like a man. I act like a child, but I look like a man. But when I look at other people my age, like right now that whole teen filter thing is going crazy on TikTok, a lot of people that are around my age are coming up. And, you know, they're like, I was born in 87. I was born in 84. And I'm like, you're all really close to my age. And some of them are like, they look like they're in their 40s, in their 50s for some of them. And then you look at their teen picture and it's like, yeah, they look like teenagers. And so I was like, let's see what it does for me. Because we don't see ourselves accurately all the time. Most of us don't anyway. And so I did it. And I was like, that doesn't look like me. It just made my face look fatter and my eyes look like smaller. It didn't really affect that my nose smaller. That's the only thing that's really been changed, is my nose is bigger now and I've got more scars. And then I looked at old pictures of me and I'm like, yeah, I look younger, but I don't look insanely younger. Like it looks like a picture that's 10 years old versus a picture that's almost 20 years old. But you look less old than I do. That's not what I'm trying to say, but like the age difference from 20 years ago to now with you is maybe not 20 years, but like 15 years from then till now is even less noticeable on you than it is on me. And it's already not as noticeable on me versus other people. You've got the Ant-Man guy, something Rudd, that guy, you got his syndrome where you're just going to be like 50 years old and still look like you're 30. I think so too, Preston. I think so too. Before readjusting it, it really didn't. I think that's what was upsetting me the most, is without hair, I looked older. But with the system not fitting properly and the much higher receding hairline, it made me look older than I did with no hair. And so that instantly was like, no, this is not what I want to deal with. I don't want to look older. I might as well just go completely bald again. And that's why I'm dealing with the headache now, because I was like, no, if I can get that hairline down enough, then I'll look good. 45 years old playing Kaneki, exactly. Level 42 and you're still struggling. Man's clearly never played COD. Oh, I've played COD. I just don't waste my time playing online. I just had this conversation a few minutes ago. I don't play games online specifically because I have a life. And I don't mean that as in like people who play COD don't have a life. I mean like I have a whole bunch of stuff going on that if I tried playing COD, I might be able to dedicate a couple of hours a week to it. So I'll never get good. And so when I go online, it's literally just getting my butt kicked. So it's just not something that I'm interested in. Because you compare somebody who plays 2 hours a week to somebody who plays 5 hours a day, and that's been playing for the last 3 years, you're never going to compete with them. So for me, it's just not fun. You fell into killing the big white dragon? They tried to get me to fall into that. They tried to get me to fight the dragon, and I refused. Hello, fellow kids. Oh my god. At 45 years old, wearing a backwards cap. Hello, fellow kids. Is this Grease Lightning the vibe, or is it not the vibe? Nora made me feel old for the first time with that today. Or yesterday. Because that's one phrase I don't use. I just can't. I don't get it. It's like Riz. That's another one that I don't get. That's when I'm like, yeah, I'm old now because I don't understand what those mean. But Nora, my daughter, for those who don't know, was coloring in a t-shirt for school. And she's like, Daddy, what do you think? Is red the vibe or is it not the vibe? I was like, yeah, do whatever you want. I was like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Oh, man. You were born in 80? Yeah, I'm born in 86. But yeah, I tried using that teen filter and it didn't do anything on TikTok. Like, it didn't look anything like me. And I had the opposite effect. A lot of people around our age have had that, and they have like an emotional reaction. Mainly the reaction being something between I miss being young and I didn't realize how old I look and have gotten, and the looking at themselves before and kind of having that moment of I wish I could warn you of everything we're about to go through type of feeling. I didn't have that. I had the opposite reaction where I went back and looked at a picture of me when I was younger and a picture of me now, and I'm like, I'm very proud of the fact that I aged a lot better than a lot of people my age have. I had like a positive reaction to that, whereas most people were having a really negative reaction. Just exactly, Preston. I went out with this girl last week. Man, she said she's gonna call me. That's sus. No, it was Riz, bro. Oh, okay, that's the vibe. I have no idea if what I said is like, if it made sense, if it's even close to like proper usage of those words, or if I sounded like an old man who had no idea what he was saying. How do you two-hand a greatsword? You hold... I'm using an Xbox controller on my PC, but you hold Y or triangle on PlayStation if that's what you're playing on, and then press the left trigger. Or, sorry, the right trigger. So you hold the Y or triangle and then the right trigger. So R2 if it's PlayStation. Is it really, Preston? I'm nervous and excited to do new headshots. I did a few new pictures for TikTok, but it was with the other hair system, and it was with the other hair system, and it was edited in a way where it made it more obvious that it was a hair system. I think this hair system is much more natural looking, so I know that it's going to look way better in photos. But the last headshots that I did, I had a really hard time looking natural in them. And they weren't really headshots, they were more promo shots for the channel and stuff. But I had a really hard time looking natural in the pictures. And I've come to the conclusion, I think this is why, anyways, I don't know if it's accurate or not. But the fact that I'm neurodivergent and I struggle with understanding people, that pictures that I look at that I'm like, that's a good picture of me. 99% of the time, nobody else agrees with me. And everybody else chooses pictures that I look at and I go, I don't know if that's the best picture of me. Not that I look bad in it. It's just like, I feel like I don't look natural in that picture. Instead, I look natural in this picture. And it's always kind of that situation. So it's like, I have a hard time doing my pictures because I try catching myself in ways that I think look good. And it's almost always what people don't think looks good. Do you know what I mean? But I'm also excited to take those pictures because the last time I actually took acting headshots was when I really decided to shave my head completely. And I wasn't as comfortable in my own skin as I am now. And so like those pictures in general were, it's not that the pictures themselves were uncomfortable, it's just that I wasn't comfortable using that as my headshot. Do you know what I mean? Whereas now I feel way more comfortable in my skin, and I'm really excited to kind of have these headshots to send out. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a whole experience for me to try to figure it out. Oh man. I'll probably do my own just because I am cheap. That's really it. I'm cheap. And I've got all the equipment, so I can't justify in my own mind spending, you know, a few $100s for pictures that I could do myself. I think the only thing I need to do is dedicate some time into looking at what is in style right now for headshots, because the last time I took headshots was like almost 10 years ago. And what was in style 10 years ago isn't so much what's in style now, right? Like even when I graduated college, the traditional headshot was the black and white headshot with a neutral background. You know, there was nothing that was really obvious in the shot except for you. And then by the time I graduated and I started getting into acting is when it started to do like more casual shots, or like shots out in public, like near outdoors, like buildings and stuff, or like inside a living room. So you could see kind of, you know, they were standing in a doorway. That kind of stuff was starting to come in trend. Now I don't know what's fashionable anymore as far as headshots. And I don't want to take a picture and have it be sent out to a director and then be like, how old is this picture? Even though I just took it like 2 weeks before. You know what I mean? Yeah, the black and white was nice because it didn't evoke any kind of feelings. I liked the neutrality of it. Whereas I feel like the ones that were outside and stuff had much more of a model feel, which then makes it harder to compete, because now it's like I'm trying to be a model. I have to like make sure I look like a model. Oh, okay, the great sword guys don't stagger. Oops. I was looking at chat. Oh god, I'm gonna die. I died. I died. Yes. Is it Deacon? Is it Deacon? I'm really bad at names. I really apologize. Yes, it hits harder. It is usually slightly slower, but it hits a lot harder, and it can open up to different types of attacks as well. Okay, Deacon. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so like having this two-handed allows me to do this. I'll just waste it. It doesn't matter. It allows me to do this. So I can do that kind of attack. Whereas if it's one-handed, it won't do that. But yeah, Preston, I'm excited for all that. I'm excited to be able to have new headshots and send out for auditions and stuff and walk into that room and not feel out of place, I guess, is what I could say. Because I've always been really bad with like keeping up to date with fashion and with... I was never one to take care of myself. Like I took care of myself as in I used to exercise and stuff, but I was never one to like, you know, do skincare routines or like style my hair. Like I liked styling my hair, but I never did anything that took any real skill outside of high school. I never did anything that took any real skill to do my hair. I didn't, you know, do any kind of acne treatments or anything like that. It's like now I have a whole routine when I get ready. So I'm going to feel like I fit in a little bit better. I'm so scared to go up there. The fire keeps knocking me back. Okay, go. Oh no. Oh god. Okay. Look, I still have pretty bad acne, but I've been doing a whole lot of skincare routine now. Like in the mornings, I have a whole routine. In the evening, I have a whole routine before bed. Just trying to take care of myself because, yeah, I've been lucky enough to not age very quickly. And so if I can take care of it, at least it'll serve me better, I guess. All right, Fry, thank you so much for spending time here. I appreciate you being here. Have yourself a good day. Yeah, when I first looked at it, I saw Deacon, and I was like, but I don't know if he would go with Deacon or Deacon. That's why I asked, because I was like, it's got to be one or the other. And then I went with Deacon just because I felt like it made more sense. Oh! It felt like it made more sense. Okay. So just a heads up, everybody. I have a doctor's appointment. He said he was going to call anywhere between 1:30 and 2. It's like a 5-minute phone call. So if he calls, I'm going to be on the phone. I'm going to just mute it. I'm going to sit here, but I'm going to just get the phone call done and over with. He just needs to do a quick check-in and to give me a refill on my prescription, and then that's it. So it should only be like 5 minutes, maybe 10 at max. But if I didn't take the phone call on stream, then there was no way I was going to be able to stream. And he doesn't always call at the time he says. They give me a 1-hour window, but most of the time he calls a half an hour after the 1-hour window, which then falls into the territory that I'm ending the stream anyway. So we're kind of... I'm kind of hoping that that's where we're going to land, is right as I'm ending the stream is when he calls. Okay. So I don't know where I'm going, but I don't want to face that big face guy again, because he spanked me so hard. I said pineapple a few times and he just wouldn't stop, so... Okay. Oh man, the headache is starting to kick in, and because I don't have my HDR on or anything, it's just sitting out here in the bright lights. It's affecting my eyes so bad. Oh, today is gonna drag. Let there be light. Okay. So we got to the Lost Grace. I don't know what the hell that means. Like this thing, I mean. Found a simple map. Check my inventory. Cannot proceed without the glintstone key. Okay. Inventory. Yeah, the dark, and that's the worst. And I have a pressure migraine, and the thing is, the pressure is like right around here and up here, and so it's like right where my eyesight is. So as I move my eyes around, the muscles are making it worse, and so the tension is just it's a tension headache, and so like it's just the worst. Like I don't know if you've ever worn like a headband or maybe a hat that's just like a little bit too tight, and after a while that pressure just gets to you, and then you have just this like radiating headache. That's what I'm dealing with right now. It's the same kind of headache I get when I play VR, because I've got the Quest 2, but I've got one of the it's a head strap that's very similar to their Elite strap, but if you haven't played the Quest 2, the Quest 2 is very heavy in the front, very light in the back, and so you have to put it on tighter for it to kind of not balance out, but to hold it so it doesn't droop as much. And so that pressure on your face at all times, after a while it starts to hurt, and that's kind of what I'm experiencing right now. And so the bright lights are just making it so much worse. It's not the glasses, Deacon. So I wear a hair system. I try to be open about it because a lot of people are very uncomfortable talking about it, and so if you don't know what a hair system is, it's a toupee, a wig. Basically, I got in contact with a company called Lord Hair, and they provide budget-friendly hair systems. And so I started losing my hair at about 22, 23 years old. At least that's when it was first noticeable to me. Obviously, I've been losing it before then. But it was noticeable at around 22, 23 years old. And so over the years, I've lost a lot of it. And so I got in contact with Lord Hair, and they asked me to promote their systems. And so they provide me systems to try out and everything. And so I had one, but I ripped it. And then they gave me this new one. But they sent me the wrong size. And so it's slightly too small. Because it's with a contract, it's not like I made an order and they had the information. It's all done through like a third party. I'm talking to somebody else, and it got lost in translation, and I ended up with the wrong size. So it's a bit too small. And I just got it on the day before yesterday, and I just got it styled yesterday. And so it looked really bad. The styling was awesome and everything, but it was, because it's so small, I had like a 6 head. I didn't even have a 4 or a 5 head. I had like a 6 head. And so this morning when I showered, I took a really warm shower to kind of loosen up the base of it, and I stretched it out to make it fit. And now it fits, but because I stretched it out, it's now starting to go back, and that's pulling on my skin, and it's like pressing, like squeezing my head. So there's literally nothing I can do except for taking it off. But I'm not going to get a new one for a little while, so I have to stretch it out so it fits. So that's what's causing the headache, is just that constant pressure of it pulling on my skin. Thanks, Deacon. Yeah, so this new system is thinner. The other one was a lot thicker. I really like the other one, but because, you know, I'm reaching my 40s soon, it's too thick. It's hair that would work for like a 20-something year old, because at 20-something you still have very thick hair, but as you get older, just naturally your hair thins out. So this one is just slightly thinner, and it looks far more natural than the other one did. I actually can't even see where my hair stops and the system starts. So I really like it, but it's just a little bit too small. So I've had to stretch it out, but it definitely looks really good. I really like the system, and this is one that I really don't think looks fake. The other one, I was like, yeah, I think I still don't know if people are just being nice and saying it looks natural, just because human nature, I guess. It's hard to tell somebody something looks bad. Because there were times where I would look at it and I'm like, that doesn't look too good. But then there were other times I'd look at it and be like, no, it looks pretty real. So I couldn't really tell. This one, though, I feel looks 100% real. Like, even now when I look on the side here, you can't see it because you're on TikTok, but on Twitch, I have the camera over here and I can see the side, and I can't see where it stops. I really like it. I think this one's really, really natural. This is kind of what I'm going to stick with. I talked to the guy, my contact. For the next one, they're going to send me a bigger one, but this hairstyle is perfect. Hey, RTC. There's a place called YouTube. You can go there. You can go fuck yourself. It's my stream. I can do whatever the fuck I want. If you don't like people chatting, you go live and you just play. That's it. I'll sit here with a big sign. Prove to me God doesn't exist. Fight me. The earth is flat. Fight me. Fire is cold. Fight me. Just let people join and get mad at me. The whole time. I did, Dakota. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing, Dakota. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, somebody just came in and said, oh my god, every time I come to this guy's stream, all he's doing is chatting. Just play already. So I told him to go fuck himself, because if he wants just gameplay, he can go to YouTube or he can do it himself. There's this like inherent self-centeredness when it comes to TikTok and live streams, where like every 15-year-old nobody thinks that their opinion is the most important opinion in the world. And it doesn't matter if other people are enjoying the content. If they're not enjoying it, they need to let everybody know that they think the content is bad. And all it does is prove that they're a jackass. And so I've stopped caring about being nice to morons. If you have a differing opinion of what I'm doing, that's one thing. But then you could just make your own content, because the beauty of TikTok is it's free and it's on your phone, where you can make your own content from. So if you don't like my content, you could just make your own content. At least on Twitch or YouTube, there's the excuse of I don't have a gaming PC. I don't have a way to stream. But if you're on TikTok, you've got a phone. You can literally do it yourself. Yeah, right, Preston? That's the part I don't get. That's the part I don't get. They always do something like that. Every time I come here, then why do you keep coming here? You must like the content. You just want to complain to hear your own voice. Exactly, Gina. Exactly. Heathens. Raptastic, how you doing, man? How are things? King of toenails. Are they polished or are they not? Is it like a French tip or is it like full color? Because that's when we know how much of a king of toenails you are. How you doing? Thanks, sir, for the kind words. That's very, very kind of you. Yeah, Deacon, and that's the thing, like there are times where my chat goes crazy. You know, there are times where I've had like over 100 people watching and the chat goes pretty nuts. But I try to pay attention to chat as much as possible because there are a lot of streams out there where the content creator is almost talking to just one person, or it feels like they're not even talking to anybody in the chat. And so I try to stay up with it to at least try to keep a conversation. Nice, King of Toenails. You indeed are the king. You have proven yourself worthy of the crown. You can, the dark. You can. It's just some people, like on TikTok. At least if you're, okay. I thought I could backstab or something. I guess not. Oh, I wasn't paying attention to my health. Like at least TikTok, most people have very, very basic streams, so like you don't stand out by using your phone, whereas Twitch, it's you stand out a little bit more by using your phone. So it's like I can at least give them that little bit of an excuse of like, okay, you're not streaming because you don't have the hardware, even if you could find a way. Like you could stream straight from your console, or yeah, you could point your phone towards the camera, the TV or whatever. So you could find a way, because I had lots of friends that's what they did. They streamed from their phone, pointed towards the TV, and then they just talked. They had their like chat on screen as they were recording or whatever. But like TikTok, you're literally on the subject that you could, or on the item that you could use to stream from. So like, if you're gonna sit and judge, you better have phenomenal content. And if you don't, then shut up. Yeah, Deacon. It's like I don't really care. People can do whatever they want. But yeah, I try to make my stream more about the chat than it is about the gameplay. Especially like right now, I'm stuck. So there's not much option when it comes to gameplay because I'm just wandering around doing nothing. Okay, I feel like I've reached a dead end here. I'm too underpowered to fight the dude in this place. So maybe I need to like start exploring somewhere else. I just don't really know where to check. Because like I'm completely at a loss right now. What if I head, so I'm looking this way. What if I try going this way? And up here maybe? I don't even know. Okay, I'm almost at Rey Lucario. So over here, it's still in that same area, Preston? And yeah, Deacon, I just reread your message now that I'm not in the middle of a fight. And yeah, that's the other thing that I notice a lot of is, and my friends do it too, where they have their stream on and they treat it like a funnel to go towards their Twitch and stuff. Because yeah, I don't make any money on TikTok streams. I think the last time I looked at my account in the last year that I've been streaming on and off on TikTok, I think I've made like $15, something like that. Whereas like with 3 subs, that's what I make on Twitch. So it makes much more sense to be on Twitch. But then the problem is that we see so many streamers where it's literally this point of view, and it's, you know, it's a widescreen image on the vertical phone, so it looks really tiny, and they're just ignoring the chat anyway. So it's like there's no interaction. So then there's no reason to go over to Twitch or YouTube or wherever they are. So I've tried really hard. I've reduced my quality on both platforms because I could go full 1080p with really decent bitrate on either platform, but I can't do it on both. And so instead I've reduced it down to 720p so I can have decent quality on both. And then that way when I'm on TikTok and there's not really many chatters on Twitch, I have people, or on YouTube, I have people that I can talk to. But there are times where I'm on TikTok and there's nobody watching and everybody's on Twitch or YouTube, and it's like I can talk to them the whole time. And so it's like it allows me to interact with either or. And there's been plenty of times where people on Twitch or on TikTok are talking, and then all of a sudden they just pop up on Twitch and then they're there talking instead. So I try to use it more that way, of like show you what the stream is like, and if you want to stay there, you can stay there. If you want to move, you can move, but you have the option. Whereas other streamers tend to use it as a, like, this is what you're missing out on. But if I don't know you, I don't really care that I'm missing out on it. I want to get to talk to you before I actually know if I want to go follow you or go through the trouble of shutting down TikTok, opening up Twitch, looking up your name. Like, no thanks. No thanks. You beat the game like 20 times. Right now, I'm a little bit lost. Preston is saying to follow... follow the... Preston said to follow the boy spirit. Gary, hello. Nice to see you. You've never played Elden Ring? How dare you never play Elden Ring? What are you? Me from like 2 months ago? Maybe a month ago? Follow the boy spirit. I just got like the most sacrilegious visions in my head when you said that, Preston. As an ex-Catholic, or a non-practicing Catholic, I guess would be a more accurate depiction, I'm probably not going to be allowed past the pearly gates. after what that made me think of. Oh, man. Yeah, Dakota, wait for me to get past through here, and then you can kind of tell me where to go. Yeah, Deacon, it's very similar, because Monster Hunter is, what was the description that I heard a lot? It was very much like playing chess with Monster Hunter, where like you have to think many steps ahead for whatever you're hunting, because, you know, the equipment load, the items you bring, the way that you're going to approach this monster is going to depict whether or not you fail. This is very similar in that aspect, where like if you're trying to defeat a monster, you go in and you're probably going to get your butt kicked a couple of times until you start learning what works and what doesn't with this enemy. So it's very similar in that aspect. I could never get into Monster Hunter. My brain just does not wrap around Monster Hunter because it can get very technical. And I'm not very good at that. And it's a lot about patience. Here it's about patience because you die a million times. Over there it's about patience because sometimes you have to just like really hunt. Crap. You have to really hunt. Monster Hunter is great. I don't have the mentality. I think if I played with other people, it might be better. The Elden God. Oh. If I can ever get past this area, I'm waiting for a phone call. So I may have to pause in a second, but let me try to get past this area, and then you can try to help me. Yeah, and that's the part, Deacon, that I struggle with. I've always been bad with that. That's my problem with Metal Gear Solid 3. Apparently there's rumors that there's going to be a remake of that one, and I'm really excited. I was a huge Metal Gear fan. Years and years of loving Metal Gear. I love, you know, Snake. I don't remember the actor's name right now. David Hayter. David Hayter. I love him. I love his terrible movies from when he was younger. But I played 3, and it was very technical like that. The equipment load and the way that you managed Snake with the equipment, that was very hard for me to handle. That was incredibly hard for me to handle. I prefer not worrying about the equipment and worrying about the character. And so that's why like survival games can be hit and miss with me, because if it's a lot about like inventory management, I struggle. But if it's about just taking care of the character, I have an easier time. The old 5-disc version. Oh man, yeah, those olden days. Metal Gear Solid, my first experience with it was with a demo disc that was in a magazine. And it was just the first opening section of the game. I hate these magic things. And my brother and I would get hours of gameplay out of that section, even though it wasn't meant to be played for hours. Because it was the basic introduction to the game, but we explored every inch of that game. We loved it so much. You couldn't play Undertale? I've never watched it and I've never played it. I never watched it for no reason, just never got around to watching it. And then once it became really, like once it got on my radar and I realized how popular it was, I refused to watch it because I want to go in blind and enjoy it as a brand new player. I never played it because all of my streamer friends who streamed it when it was really hot, the only thing they had to say was that the game was amazing and the community ruined it. And so for me, that instantly made me not want to play the game, because the only complaint I heard was about how toxic the community was and how much the community wrecked the game. And for me, that kind of pulled me away from ever wanting to play it, because it's very similar to a few other fandoms out there where they don't care how passionate you are about a game or how new you are to a game. They're going to rip you apart if you don't do it the way they want you to do it. And it ruins the fandom, because the whole point of a fandom is you're passionate about something. But if you're going to literally bully people because they don't play the way you want, then that's when I lose interest. So I never played it because of that. Yeah, man, the PlayStation demo discs, I love those. I miss those. I miss those so much. Rocker Shocker, hello. Long time no see. How you been? You're going to allow yourself to buy 3 top-tier games this year. Ooh. Elden God, give me just a minute to try to get to the top. Oh my god, you're right. You're right. You're right. Dakota, jeez. Oh, Dakota, what would I do without you? I would have been fighting that forever. Okay, where do I go from here? Oh, nice, Rocker Shocker. Enjoy that. Enjoy that. But yeah, I want to play Undertale. I want to. I just haven't gotten around to it. Because I hear the story is great. It's kind of like the game that it's based off or inspired by, Earthbound. That's another one that I want to play. And I played a little bit of it on stream, and I really liked it. Never beat it, though. Even though I did a whole video on it. And I know what the conclusion is. I still want to play it, though, because it looks awesome. And I love that style of RPG. And even like the AVGN a few years ago did an Earthbound video. And I love the AVGN. I've watched almost all of his videos. I refuse to watch that one because I know he's going to spoil certain things within the game that I just don't want to know about. So even though I know the conclusion, I want to enjoy the rest of it. I just have never sat down and played it. I tried, Emmanuel. It said that I need some key. Yeah, the dark. Toby Fox is the one who Toby Fox is the one who made the one we were just talking about, whatever it's called. Undertale, right? Yeah, so the whole game is inspired by Earthbound. It's not based on Earthbound or the lore or anything like that. It's just inspired as in like the same energy goes into that game as what is Earthbound. What the hell was that noise? But yeah, like Undertale was very outside of the box. It was very unique in its storytelling and how things react. And Earthbound was very much that. At the time especially, it was very different than every other RPG out there. On your map, if you grab the little map piece, It's to the left of the castle? Yeah, I think I did. I think I did grab the little map piece. Right? Because it's not to the left here. It was like on the outer edge, right? I did grab it. Okay, I'm opening my map. So that's the gate, but it's locked. So what do I do from here? Can I go around this way? No, I can't go around that way, yeah? Far left. All the rocks, so this area here. All right, the Dark. See you later. Thanks for popping in and spending some time with us. Hold on. No, wait. Left. So left facing the castle. Sorry, I was looking left as in like left of the map, but you mean left from where I'm looking, so that way. The stupid delay makes it so hard to follow instructions because like I ask you something and by the time you answer and then I respond, it's now been a while, but by the time you answer, I've misunderstood and I start doing what you're asking and then you're correcting me, but now I'm already ahead. And so what I'm seeing is now in response to something different. And so I'm like, I get all confused. Yeah, Elden God. Right now everybody's trying to help because I have no idea what to do. Okay, because I can't jump down from here because this is like insanely high. So this clump of rocks, right? Which is right there. But how do I get down? You summon your horse. Okay, but won't I die? The horse died last time I jumped really high, didn't it? Or does it just not have no fall damage? All right, here we go. Nope. That didn't work. Okay, I jumped in the wrong area. Jumped in the wrong area. Mr. Devil, I have no idea what I'm looking for. I've never played this area, so I have no clue what I'm doing. I have no clue where I'm going. I don't mind. Oh, right there? Okay. I still feel like that's too high. As high as I can on that rock. But how do I freaking reach it? Okay, right here. There's a fence right there. Or there's a note right there on the fence. Save it longer. Okay. Whoops, wrong button. Okay, here we go. I get confused. I'm sorry, this is probably going to frustrate all you that play Elden Ring a lot if you watch me any other times after this. I get confused because I've been playing Resident Evil, and with Resident Evil, I'm not playing it right now, but normally when I play Resident Evil, and even Dead Space, you press the joystick in to run, but in this game, you hold B or circle to run, and so I keep pressing the joystick in, which then makes me jump off the horse, because I forget that that's not what you do to jump here. Okay, here we go. Nope. So that kind of jump, right, Elden God, but in the right spot, not that spot. To read that scroll. Oh, it's gone. It disappeared. Okay, let's try this again. Your wife does that? It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. And on this stream, it doesn't matter how long I've played this game, I do it every time. Okay, here we go. Yes! It worked! It worked! Oh God, what the hell is that thing? Oh, it's the bear thingy. It's the scary bear thingy. Okay, so that's the way I have to go though, right? And now even further to the left, okay. Give me health. Oh God, he's right there. Run, run. I know it's slow, but I panic and I die. If there's one thing that I know for sure about this game is I will get trapped in a corner and get killed, even if it's very easy to walk away from something. Vibe is vibe. That's what I'm going to say to my daughter from now on. That's what I'm going to say to my daughter from now on. If you weren't here earlier, I was saying that my daughter, she's 9, and she was coloring something in for school. And she's like, Daddy, do you think red is the vibe or not? For what she was coloring in. And I had no idea what she meant. So I'm just going to respond with vibe is vibe. Vibe is vibe. And I'll see a dragon and there should be a key. Okay. I see like a dragon fly. Okay. See, what did I say? It's now 2 o'clock my time. And the doctor was supposed to call between 1 and 2. It is now 2 and he still has yet to call. I have to stop soon anyway. Because I gotta go pick up my daughter, but... I had no clue you could double jump until Dakota told me. How sad is that? I've been playing this for weeks and I had no clue. Okay, so I went too far. I went too far. Okay. Yeah, I agree. The delay is the worst. The delay is the worst. Because, especially on Twitch and YouTube, because, so, for those who don't know, I'm streaming out to Restream, and then Restream is sending it out to Twitch and YouTube. And so my stream has a delay of about a second. So that's a second from my stream to Restream. And then Restream has like a 10-second delay out. So now we're looking at like an 11 to 15 second delay. It varies, obviously. But it's 11 to 15 seconds out to you, and then by the time you respond and I see it back, it's 11 to 15 seconds before I acknowledge that I've responded to what you've said. So it's about a 30-second delay between messages usually. And so it makes it very, very, very hard to keep up with what you're trying to say to me. Okay, so I'm here in the middle. So... Alright, I'm gonna go slow. Oh, there it is. I see it now. It was behind the rocks, okay. I kept looking before and after. Alright, so there's a big dragon and there's a key behind it. My guess is gonna be it's gonna wake up and eat me. Don't kill the dragon. Okay, I will not. I will not kill the dragon. Oh God! Oh. That was scary. That was scary. Cookery. Dragon grease. Academy glindstone, whatever. Oh God, no! No, dragon, I'm good, I'm good. It just wants a hug. It just wants a hug. It's alright, I'm a germaphobe, I don't want a hug. It's alright, it's nothing against you. I'm not like a bigot towards dragons or anything. I just do not hug. Sorry. We're good, no hugs, I'm cool. I'm just gonna go on my way. Oh my God, that was freaky. Ooh-wee. All right, we gotta be okay now, right? Is it still coming after me? Okay, no, it's not. Why can't I? Show me the map. There we go. Holy crap, that was freaky. Pet the dragon? No way, Merle. No way. Nice, Weewin. What are you having? If I was a true Chad, I know I should have totally fought it. Should have been like, yo, let's fight, bro. Let's fight. That feeling, Merle, is the worst and the best feeling all at the same time. Because the house is finally clean and it's amazing, but it sucks because you know, at least in my case, you know that within 24 hours it's going to be a mess again. And I'm not looking forward to that happening. And so for like usually a day or two, I'm very, very like, don't put everything away, make sure everything's fine. And then it turns into the, well, just that one cup is going to be okay. Okay, just one more cup next to it is going to be okay. Okay, just one more cup to the 15 cups that are there is going to be okay. And then I look over and it's a disaster. I'm like, hey, when did this happen? And then I got to do it all again. Pizza or Greek? Oh, I haven't had Greek in a long time. I'm probably going to have to order pizza again soon. Just because I have work and I don't want to have to cook and work. And it's going to be a late night for the next few nights. Mr. Devil. So on Tuesdays and Fridays, I stream it around this time. So I started about an hour and a half ago. I'm stopping a little bit early just because I have a doctor's appointment. I have to go pick up my daughter. So I want to make sure that everything is done because I don't want to have him call as I'm ending the stream and I have to go pick up my daughter and kind of be doing a million things. But usually I start about 2 hours earlier than now, hour and a half earlier than now, and I go until about half an hour later from now on Tuesdays and Fridays. Thursdays, I start 8 hours later than what it is now. Now, depending on where you are, if you're in Europe, it would have been a few hours ago because it would have been early morning. If you're like in the US or in Canada, then it would have been last night. But Thursdays, my time right now, it's 2 o'clock. On Thursdays, I usually start at around 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. I didn't stream last night only because I had to get the hair system put on and I was in Toronto all day. I left at 10 in the morning. I didn't get home till almost 4 o'clock. So by the time I got home, I did not want to sit at a computer desk when I had been sitting in my car all day and then at the salon. And so I didn't want to be on the computer streaming. But yeah, usually I stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. In a couple of months, it might change. It'll probably be more often. I'll probably be streaming 4 times a week at least, if not more. I don't know yet. And it'll be much longer streams. But yeah. Yeah, Elden God, I appreciate the help. What you said, I have no idea what it meant, so it's okay. But yeah, I usually don't like having spoilers only because I like being caught off guard. There was a second earlier where I walked in and I got attacked by a mob or whatever, one of those big horse riding guys. And that surprise to me is what's fun in this game. But like right now I was completely lost. I didn't know what to do. So everybody was helping me because I was going to walk away and then end up wandering around in another field trying to figure out what to do. So at least this got me somewhere. Greek pizza. Ooh, Greek pizza sounds good. That actually sounds really good. You love Sekiro? I've never played that. I hear it's amazing. I've never played it. And yeah, we win in a couple of months. That's the plan. In about maybe 3 or 4 months. It kind of depends. I don't really know the timeline, but as it stands right now, in the summertime, there's a very high chance that I'm going to start streaming, 4 times, maybe 5 times a week. They're going to be much longer streams at that point, unless things drastically change, which I really don't think they're going to. The plan is right now I'm going to be streaming much longer. Instead of like an hour and a half to 2 hours, I am going to have a lot more free time. So they might turn into like 3 to 4 hour streams every stream. Depending on how I'm feeling, it might even be longer. I don't know yet. I really don't know what's going to happen. But that's kind of the plan right now. But for the time being, it's going to be the way that it is just because I don't have time. But I will in the future. I'll DM you and kind of let you know what's happening. See, and I try not to, Deacon. Certain games I will read guides, but I try not to because now that I've been streaming for so long and I have people to entertain, it's taught me to enjoy being surprised by things. When I didn't stream, I didn't like being surprised because I would die and then I would want to give up because I died. Whereas now it's like me dying is kind of part of the stream. That's kind of what makes people laugh, is watching how stupidly I died. And so I'm able to enjoy it. Now when I'm by myself, I can enjoy dying a lot more in the game, so I can go in blinder and not be as scared. But like Silent Hill 1, when I played that originally, I had a full guide to walk me through it. Final Fantasy 8, I had a guide to walk me through that. So I always tried guides because I didn't want to miss anything. Now I'll play it once through without anything and miss a bunch of stuff, and it gives me a reason to go back and play it a second time with a guide to know what I missed and then try to do better with it. So that's kind of what I try to do now. Yeah, we win. I'll message you. I'll let you know what's going on. But yeah, everybody, I should stop because the doctor's going to be calling any second now, and I got to go pick up my daughter in about 20 minutes. So I just want to make sure I'm set and ready because my ADHD brain overwhelms and then I shut down and I don't know what I'm doing and I forget a million things. But I'm going to get out of here. I will be back on Tuesday is what I'm aiming for right now, because Mondays are usually a really long day for me. So streaming doesn't really work out for me. But I'll be back Tuesday and we'll continue with this. And yeah, I really appreciate everybody hanging out. I appreciate everybody being here. And yeah, I'm going to start working on some scripts to do some better videos on TikTok. I haven't done them in a while. I haven't felt like doing research. I'll do some research and start some better videos soon. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I got to get out of here. My daughter's waiting for me and I don't want to be that dad that forgot about her and she's waiting outside for me by herself in the rain. It's not raining, but still. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for everything. I love you all. TikTok, I will see you next time. Bye-bye. And everybody on Twitch and YouTube, thank you for being here. Thank you for all the help. Like I said, I'll be here on Tuesday, and I will see you all soon. Have yourselves a really good day. Thank you all for hanging out with me. And yeah, keep an eye out. I'm going to be doing a... Oh, no, not TikTok and Twitch. Not Twitch and YouTube. I should have said that on TikTok. I'm putting out a video about the hair system because I got to get a system video out for them. It's going to be a lot more in-depth. You're going to get to see me with like the whole horseshoe thing, which is something I've always tried to avoid, but I'm going to expose myself out there for that video, so keep an eye out. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Have yourselves a good day. I will see you in a few days. Have yourselves a good weekend. Take care.